ever tried to compute how many days your life would be if you lived to 80 years old? I know for me, you hear living to 80 years old or living to 90 years old, and it seems like such a long time, especially when you're younger. So one day I decided to sit down and figure out how many days I would have lived if I make it to 80 years old, which is certainly a ripe old age for any person. And it was 29,200 days, which suddenly seemed a lot shorter. And recently I just did this practice again. I sat down and I thought to myself, okay, how many days have I lived? And at this point, I've lived over 17,000 days. So, it starts to showcase how short life actually really is. And then the better question to ask yourself is, out of the days that you've lived so far, how many days have you lived in a state of anxiety? I know for many of us, certainly recently, certainly in the last year, maybe even 4 years, I think there may be more days than less that we lived in a state of anxiety. Or how about in a state of worry? Or how about in a state of sadness or despair or exhaustion or a loss of happiness about life? And so if you take a look at that and think through your life, how many days do you feel have been sort of wasted or spent, I should say, on not feeling your optimal self? And realistically, for a lot of us, it could be a third of our lives, 2/3 of our lives, hopefully not our whole life. That would be terrible. But when you start to factor in those things, and I encourage you to actually do this practice for yourself, just really think to yourself, how many days have been spent feeling like you are not living your optimal life? And how many more days do you have left until 80 years old? And now ask yourself, do you want to waste any more of these now very precious days in feeling less than, in feeling that you're not living the life you truly want to live, in feeling that you're not making a difference or you're not feeling fulfilled? I think for so many of us, we've been convinced that we have to do this, you just kind of like suffer through things, and maybe you're in a job you really hate, but it's fine. But if you start to think about how many hours a day do you spend at a job you hate, and then how many hours a week is that, and how many days a week is that, and then times how many years have you been frustrated and not doing something that's true to yourself, or not doing something that's passionate for you? And so I suggest that right now is the time to make a commitment that you're not going to spend any more time, any more days in feeling less than, in feeling like you're incapable of creating a life that's fulfilling to you, in making choices that take you down a bad path. And so what I'm here to do as part of the Manifest Your Dream Life Academy is to help to show you how to take any situation that you might be dealing with, whether it's, mental health or certainly physical health, or patterns in your life, negative patterns in your life that are not working for you, that are very problematic, that you keep having these patterns that are showing up that are not good for you. Any of those kinds of things, triggers that sort of take you down this cascade of bad feelings, or this cascade of self-sacrifice, or just down a path of that's just bad, and I want to show you how to start changing all of those things, realigning yourself, understanding what the core reasons are for us staying stuck in these patterns. And, spoiler alert, the core reason is not that there's something inherently wrong with you, because there's not. What it really boils down to time and time again is what we've been taught to believe about ourselves, our potential, the opportunities that we deserve, the things in our life we deserve, the people in our lives that we deserve. And all of that tends to remain or lives in your subconscious mind. But unfortunately, the subconscious mind has a lot of power in helping you to choose, or in fact, choosing without your knowledge, many experiences in your life. And so I want to challenge you today to really think of this moment and watching this video as something that is the first step to the rest of your life, the part of your life that you feel in control and happy and abundant and fulfilled, and like you are creating things that in fact you fully deserve, because you do deserve them, and that you're doing things in this world that make a difference. I want you to see this right now. You know, computing out how many of your days you have likely left in your life if you live till 80, and how many days have already been spent feeling in ways that you don't really desire to feel. And then think to yourself right now that you're making a commitment to take that step forward, to move forward in an empowered way. And I am so grateful to be able to be your guide in this. I take that extremely, extremely seriously. And I will show you moment by moment and from examples from my own life and from the lives of, clients that I've worked with around the world, how to really re-empower yourself, shift your subconscious mind in a way that works for you, and to in fact allow the rest of your life, starting today, to be moments that you're able to create with peace and joy and happiness and fulfillment. And I'm not saying you won't have sad days. In fact, you should have sad days, honestly. Like it's part of being human to feel sad, to feel envious, to feel angry. But I'm going to show you through this Manifest Your Dream Life Academy how to take those emotions, to feel those emotions fully, and then to bring power to them so that you can make the changes you want to make, and you can make decisions that you need to make around how to use that information and that emotion to propel you forward in a positive way. So this is definitely not about squashing emotions. In fact, it's about feeling emotions fully, bringing your awareness to them, bringing a lot of power to yourself and your life, and then moving forward in an empowered way. So I hope you're excited. I'm excited to be doing this with you. And just remember that this step forward, it is time for you to literally get in the flow with the life you truly desire. And I'm going to help you do that.